What is up, beautiful people, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Cinematic Black Facts with your girl, Lisa G. This is a quick look into black people and other people of color in the cinematic history you never learned. So let's dive right on into this week, shall we? Because sadly, I have not heard of this one either. And again, shame on me. So this person this week is a Golden Globe nominated, Tony nominated, Oscar nominated, and was the first Asian woman to win an Oscar. She was also a singer and just an all-around beauty. This week we're talking about the one and only Miyoshi Umeki. So let's dive a little bit more into the lovely Miyoshi, shall we?
Born in Atoru, Hokkaido, she was the youngest of 9 children. After World War II, Umiki began her career as a nightclub singer in Japan, using the name Nancy Umeki. Her early influences were traditional kabuki theater and American pop music. She practiced singing with a bucket over her head to avoid annoying her parents, tapped piano key patterns to the dining room table to rehearse, and sang with a GI band for 90 cents a night in her teens. Later, in one of her appearances on the Merv Griffith Show, she treated viewers to an impression of the singer Billy Eckstine, one of her American favorites growing up. She recorded for RCA Victor Japan from 1950 to 1954 and appeared in the film Sashujazu Mazumi. She recorded mostly American jazz standards, which she sang partially in Japanese and partially in English, or solely in either language. Some of the songs she sang during this period were Isn't It Fair, Sentimental to Me, My Foolish Heart, and With a Song in My Heart. She moved to the United States in 1955, and after appearing on the Arthur Godfrey Talent Scouts, which she was a series regular on for one season, she signed with the Mercury Records label and released several singles and 2 albums. Her appearances on the Godfrey program brought her attention to the director Joshua Logan, who cast her in the 1957 film Sayonara. She starred opposite Marlon Brando and Red Buttons in Sayonara, playing Katsumi, the submissive doomed wife of Buttons' American airman. Her heartbreaking performance won her the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, making her the first Asian actor of either gender to win. She accepted her Oscar in a kimono, and her speech was gentle and tentative. I quote, "I wish somebody would help me right now," end quote. She said, seeming to struggle with the language barrier. She then thanked all American people and bowed to the audience. After her win, Umeki starred in the Broadway premiere production of the musical Flower Drum Song, from which she nabbed a Tony nomination for Best Leading Actress in a Musical in 1959. She later scored a Golden Globe nod in 1962 for the film adaptation. She portrayed a shy, love-lorn Chinese immigrant promised to a nightclub owner in San Francisco's Chinatown. The show ran for 2 years. A cover story in Time stated, "The warmth of her art works a kind of tranquil magic." Although a guest on many television variety shows, she appeared in only 4 more movies through 1962, including the film version of Flower Drum Song in 1961. The others were Cry for Happy in 1961, The Horizontal Lieutenant in 1962, and A Girl Named Tomiko in 1963. From 1969 to 1972, she appeared in The Courtship of Eddie's Father as Miss Livingston, the housekeeper for which she was nominated for a Golden Globe Award. Faced what must have been an agonizing choice between being visible in roles that were beneath her or unseen altogether. She chose the former, remaining an enigma in the public imagination. But her true feelings about Hollywood may have been more complex. I asked her, "Why did you agree to do the Pidgin English?" Her son, Michael Hood, says now, her answer was very simple. "I didn't like doing it, but when someone pays you to do a job, you do the job and you do your best." She retired from acting the following of the end of the series. Still, she found ways to express how she really felt. Cruz, who starred as Eddie on Courtship until he was 10, remembers Umiki's commitment despite her thankless part. And I quote, "From growing up around Miyoshi for 4 years, I didn't sense a lot of joy, but I felt her strength and her determination." He says, adding that instead of complaining, Umiki used her standing to open doors for fellow Asian actors, including Pat Morita and George Takei, who both guest starred on the series, and to improve on-set life. Hood, her son, says she chose to retire from acting after Courtship was canceled in 1972. He quotes, "I know it sounds weird nowadays, but she wanted to be a housewife and a mother." Hood says, "When I asked her why years later, she said she had achieved everything she wanted to achieve. Her dream was to come here and entertain. That dream, though, seems to have come at a cost to her spirit." Shortly after her husband, Randall Hood, passed away in 1976, Umiki etched out her name on her Oscar and then threw the trophy away. To this day, her son isn't sure why she disposed of it, though he says the circumstances of her life at the time, as a newly single mother raising a teenager, probably didn't help. But even though it seemed to have been an act of rage, her explanation to him at the time appeared to avoid any expression of strong emotion. "She told me, 'I know who I am, and I know what I did,'" Hood says. It was a point of her to teach me a lesson that material things are not who she was. Her first marriage to television director Frederick Winfred Wynne, Opie, in 1958 ended in divorce in 1967. The couple had one son, Michael Hood Opie, born in 1964. She married Randall Hood in 1968, who adopted her son, changing his name to Michael Randall Hood. The couple operated a Los Angeles-based business, renting, editing equipment to film studios and university programs. Randall Hood died in 1976. According to her son, Umiki lived in Sherman Oaks for a number of years, then moved to Licking, Missouri to be near her son and his family, which included 3 grandchildren. She died at the age of 78 from cancer.
Now, with all that being said, I'm so sad that I never learned about this wonderful woman, because it is not easy to be nominated for an Oscar, let alone win one, and be the first Asian woman to win an Oscar. That's just insane. That's just a lot of insanity, amazingness in one situation. I'm happy that she was able to show us what she had while she was still here. So, as always, here on Cinematic Black Facts, we thank you, we honor you, we salute you, but most importantly, lovely Umiki, we respect you. We thank you for everything you did for your community, as well as for Hollywood. Because who knows where Hollywood would be without you? Makes you think, huh? With all that being said, who would you like to see next on Cinematic Black Facts? Let me know down below in the comments. And that is a cut, that is a print, that is a slate, and that is a wrap on this week's episode. I will talk to y'all later.